So this comes with Windows 10 Home. What the? Come on, let's get rid of that Windows Home. Let's get some Windows Pro. Copy and paste my code from the description. You can also get Office 2019. Just paste my code. Woof. It's Windows Pro time.
Righto, tally-ho there champs. Now you're looking for a new gaming laptop. Wow, these two laptops may come up in your search. And I can tell you now, straight off the bat, spoiler alert, they're both great for gaming. So you've come to the right place with both of them. So what's the difference between the two? Let's talk about it. They're basically the same in terms of specs. I'll get to specs in a sec, but we'll just talk about the physical differences between the two. So this is the SCAR 3, the 9th generation SCAR 3 from ASUS, ROG. And then we have the Aorus, which is the Aorus 15 XA. This one's the XA. There is another model too where you can get the 144 Hz instead of the 240 and stuff like that. I'll get into that in a sec. But let's go over the physical differences between the two to try and help you decide which one's better for you. And they are literally the same segment of the market. There's no point comparing this to the Aero and this to the Zephyrus because they're not the same things. These are full 15-inch gaming laptops with gaming in mind, gaming first, full Max P graphics, so you're not getting the Max Qs in here. I guess before we go into the physical differences, let's just quickly talk about specs. These two are literally the same CPU, 9th generation 9750H. We have RTX 2070 Max P in both of them, so exactly the same 16 gigs dual channel RAM there. Now this one says in the spec sheet, the Aorus, you can go up to 64. This one says you can go up to 32. We'll have a look inside in a minute. Both have 240 Hz displays. This one's a 3 millisecond response display, and I think this one's around 5 or something like that. So there is a little bit of difference. This one's a sharp exo panel. This one is whatever ASUS get. I don't know where they get that one from, but it is exclusive because it is a 3 millisecond response, and it is pretty much known as the fastest gaming display. Although, really, there's not that much difference. Now, this one here, the SCAR 3, also you can get an i9 and a GTX 1660 Ti. You cannot get a 1660 Ti in this. You can only get an i7 9750H in this. You can't get the i9. So basically the same sort of specs. 15-inch gaming laptops made for gamers. 65 watt hour battery, 60 watt hour battery. I haven't done any battery runs on this, but this is about 5 hours with a 240 Hz display. Now that was video playback, but it was streaming video, so that's pretty good for a 240 Hz display, I've got to say. So first let's look at build qualities. So this SCAR 3 here is built like a tank. Really is, and look at that finish. Oh my God. ASUS do the best machining, the best finish on metal in the industry, without a doubt. The rest of it is plastic, but it's built solid, it's built tough. You know, it is a gaming laptop, so it's not like the Thin and Lights. Has got a bit of heft to it, but built solid, built strong. We have the the faux carbon fiber sort of deck there. Nice RGB keyboard. I'll get into the keyboard in a sec. And that magical sort of key thing here. We have underglow as well. But yeah, I think in terms of build quality, just that metal casing on the top, puts this over the edge over the Aorus. Now, that is like a plastic insert there, I believe. That looks like plastic. So yeah, that will scratch. Now, if we have a look at the Aorus, yeah, it is a fingerprint magnet, but I'll tell you what, when you look at the right angle and the right lighting, that matte black finish is absolutely superb. It looks like that matte finish you get on the Lamborghinis. It really does. It looks good. Not a fan of these plastic inserts here, and the top metal doesn't have the same quality finish that the ASUS has. These things light up, but I'm not a fan of these plastic inserts. They will scratch, but nice matte finish on it. And if you have a look underneath, look at that awesome cooling. You're going to get a lot of air shifted through here, a lot of ventilation. Yeah, engineered really good. And you'll see in a minute the size. Well, there is a difference. So this is built solid, built tough. I'll give the edge to the SCAR just because of that metal top. That is really nice, that finish on the metal top, I should say. But the actual matte black finish on this is superb as well. But both tough, both solid. But have a look at this. They're both 15-inch gaming laptops. Have a look at this. Have a look at the difference in the size. I tell you what, Gigabyte have done an amazing job making such a compact 15-inch gaming laptop with virtually no compromises, max P parts in there, and it's a lot, look at it. It's a lot smaller, it's a lot more compact. The Aorus is 2.4 kilos and this is 2.57 kilos, the Scar, and you can just see how much smaller that Aorus is. You know, it's much more compact, much smaller. In actual fact, I'll show you something. If we just have a look at the deck there, so if we have a look at that deck there, this laptop fits on that deck, just on the palm rest there. As you can see, it fits there, and this has got a whole sort of back part to go. So it's much more smaller, much more compact. It is lighter too, as I just said. So yeah, that's interesting. Let me know what kind of form factor you prefer out of those two. Now, both of them come with what? Windows Home. Come on, fellas. Both of them, Windows Home. What is that crap? Seriously. You know where to get Windows Pro. Go on the links in my description. And yeah, you can get cheap Windows 10, punch it in, and you have Windows Pro. Now, let's have a look at the keyboards. Now, certainly, I'll turn the lights off for the keyboards. The RGB on the Scar 3 is definitely brighter. It is per key, and I would say it's probably better overall. The one on the Aorus, it's not that bright. As you can see, I've got it on its maximum brightness. It's not that bright, and I don't think it's per key as well. So in terms of keyboard RGB, I certainly give the win to the Scar here. Trackpad, on the other hand, I think I'll give the win to the Gigabyte here. It's a wider trackpad, so it's got more area. Yeah, it's a little bit shallow, or the depth isn't as much as the Scars, but the Scars has those two buttons. Now, you're a fan of these or you're not? Overall, I like the Aorus's trackpad better. Ports, what's special about this ASUS one is it has this sort of NFC key, and this can have all your macros, all your profiles, your RGB settings. Off she goes, putting all my settings in and all that sort of thing. That's not really a port, but it's quite interesting. Let's have a look at the ports anyway. So on the back of the Scar 3 we have Ethernet, HDMI, and oh, come on, not Thunderbolt 3, that is USB-C unfortunately. And then the power jack there. On the right hand side we have a bunch of USB type A's, and we have the combination audio jack. And that's about it for this. When it comes to the Aorus, we have some USB 3.1s there, combination jack, HDMI mini display port out, and have a look at that. No Thunderbolt 3 again, and the power jack there. Why are they doing this? I don't know why. Oh, and we also have on the left hand side Ethernet, another USB type A, and look at that, we have a mini SD card reader. So yeah, I'd like this in a full size one, but better than nothing, I suppose. You can also see the difference in sort of hinge assembly of the display. This sort of, you know, has the two hinges on the side, big gap here. I guess that's the speakers there. Yeah, it's a completely different design to this, where the hinge is in the middle and it sort of sits up that screen, and there's no hinges on the side. I mean, which one do you like better? I don't know, it's up to you, I guess. Now, when it comes to the displays, I haven't actually measured the color gamut, but both of them are awesome. IGZO 240 Hertz. 3 millisecond response, 240 Hertz. You can get 144 Hertz on both of them as well. So if you've got the 2060, I recommend the 144. Both 230 watt power supplies. We'll have a look at the weight with the power supply in a sec. But if you get the i9 in this, I think you can get a 280 watt, is it? With the i9? Something like that. Yeah, it is 280 watt. So we will do a performance test between these two. We'll have a quick look inside. This is just a physical comparison between the two, basically the specs. We'll have a look inside, we'll wrap up the video, and yeah, we'll have some performance testing done very soon. Okay, so we're looking at the Aorus now, inside the Aorus 15XA, and you can see it has a hard drive in here, which the Scar 3 doesn't have the hard drive included. We'll put them on the scales. It'll be interesting to see if this is still lighter with the hard drive than this is without it. But anyway, it looks nice and clean and neat in here. Very well done, I would say. There you can see the RAM, 2 RAM slots, 2 M.2 slots. Awesome. Like, that is so awesome. So This one only has one. Only has one. So that's one thing to note. Alright, so this only has one. They both had the hard drive, as I said. And what you'll notice on the SCAR 3, this is a SCAR 3, it's all copper here, it looks pretty good inside. Watch out when you take this off, because the underglow is actually attached to the bottom panel there. But what you'll notice here, you won't see a Wi-Fi module anywhere. I can't see a Wi-Fi module, and that's because they have their own built-in 2x2. It's supposed to be one of the best Wi-Fi modules going around, or Wi-Fi setups going around in gaming laptops, according to them at least. We'll have to test that out. Pretty good cooling in this. I already know this one does. I know this one does too, because I reviewed the last model, so the Aorus has good cooling as well. And yeah, basically these new ones are just 9th generation 240Hz displays. So you'll see the Wi-Fi there, killer Wi-Fi, hard drive, whatever, Samsung RAM and Intel SSD. So that's what they're doing good. I love that they're doing that. You know, there's no point me testing SSD speeds if they're going to swap. Like the XPS 15, I've seen so many SSDs, and I've seen Lidons, I've seen Toshibas, I've seen Samsungs. So no point testing it unless they have a fixed SSD that they're always going to use. This is the 760p Intel. I think this uses the 1660p. The Aorus does have the better SSD. Samsung RAM too, so quality Samsung RAM in this. And what do we got in this? Samsung RAM too, so quality Samsung RAM in this, so that's good. But here you could get a model with Hynix, you could get a model, you know, maybe they always use Samsung RAM, I don't know. And usually it's the vendor which is giving them the best deal is what SSD and RAM they use. So both of them are easy to upgrade, both of them are easy to service and stuff like that. So they both get top marks there. But 2M.2s, and I guess you could change this to Wi-Fi 6 when it comes out. Yeah? I don't know about this one. Can you change this? I don't see any module. So, yeah. That is what it is. Let's have a look at the weights and we'll wrap this up. Okay, let's look at weight. We have here 2.2 kilos. What is that in pounds? That's 4.1 pounds. Now with the brick, 2.8 kilos or 6 pounds off. So this one here is 2.297 kilos. So this one here is actually heavier than the Aorus, and the Aorus has a hard drive in it as well. Let's put the brick on, and that's pounds, yeah, whatever that is. And this one does have a smallish brick, so 2.861 kilos. So it's actually lighter with the power pack. And what is that in pounds? Whatever that is.